From the very beginning of 2020, China has been cooperating with the World Health Organization on the coronavirus. This included a timely submission of its genome sequence. Through the whole year, integrated databases containing all the available coronavirus sequences and metadata were put together for the Global Health Agency. The WHO said studying the earliest cases in Wuhan helped the research. The epidemiological group looked retrospectively at a database of reported influenza and other respiratory illnesses in Wuhan during the later part of 2019. It also analyzed more than 4,500 lab samples stored at various hospitals in the region, as well as pneumonia-specific mortality rates and medications in retail pharmacy. Their findings fit one conclusion.
We cannot, by that process, say there was absolutely no circulation and there were no cases before December, because that's not what you can do by this approach. But what we can say is there's no evidence for widespread circulation much earlier.
But how did the virus appear in Wuhan? It's not an environment for bats and pangolins, which have been considered most potential reservoirs of coronaviruses. The team of experts pointed to various animal species moving in and out of the city, particularly in Huanan's seafood market, a location linked to the initial outbreak.
The market was dealing primarily with frozen product, in particular frozen animal product and mainly seafood. But there were also vendors selling products from domesticated wildlife, farmed wild animals and their products.
But the WHO also said there was no obvious cluster of cases based on exposure to raw meat or fur animals. Meanwhile, the sequence data also suggested the possibility of unsampled chains of transmission outside the Huanan market cluster. Then the joint animal research collected 50,000 samples of the wild animals covering 300 different species. All came out negative.
Comparison of the data from sequence databases with those from surveys of potential reservoir species show that possible reservoirs are massively undersampled, and the research in this area is not sufficient.
Scientists in the next step will continue searching for evidence of the earliest circulation by integrated databases at the global level. And they insist an international perspective in this joint endeavor will bring about a science-based conclusion. Zhou Jiaxing, CGTN, Wuhan.